Hi, everybody. This is Bill Young from Berlin Center United Methodist. This is week 5, day 1. It's Tuesday, June 20th. This is the study, the Gospel of John. And as I've always stated, you can join this study at any time. You do not have to have been part of this study since the very first day. So we're going to look at this week, John chapter 10, and today we're going to begin with verses 1 and 2. So verses 1 and 2 of John 10 says, "Very truly I tell you, Pharisees, anyone who does not enter the sheep pen by the gate, but climbs in by some other way, is a thief and a robber. The one who enters by the gate is the shepherd of the sheep." So I'm going to now read from this week's commentary from day 1 here. It says, "Understanding the word. Sheep stealing was a major problem in antiquity, and it still is today in the Holy Land when it comes to shepherds. This passage begins as a continuation of the confrontation with the Pharisees at the end of John 9. It begins with a typical "Amen, Amen" of Jesus vouching for the truthfulness of his own words. And he seems to be suggesting that the Pharisees are not merely bad shepherds, but they are guilty of sheep stealing, hijacking God's people and leading them astray. Sheep stealing, of course, happens today regularly in churches as well. Somebody gets the notion that he or she can do better than the current pastor or pastors, leads off various church members, and starts a different church. There's nothing very good or godly about such a process, as usually it involves ego and a failure to practice the Christian art of reconciliation and working through differences. And in any case, it's good to remember that sheep shifting from one church to another does not count as church growth. Here, Jesus is telling the Pharisees that they need to recognize the true shepherd and come into the sheep pen through him, like the other sheep. Becoming a leader of God's people by some other means, avoiding the Messiah, is likened to breaking and entering, and then sheep stealing. By contrast, there is a shepherd who enters the sheep pen by the proper means, through the gate. Obviously, this gets a bit convoluted, since it's visually difficult to picture Jesus as both the shepherd that enters the gate and the gate through which he enters. But the point is that Jesus is both the leader of God's people and the way into all that they need in life, leading and feeding, guiding and guarding. So let's take a look at the questions that go along with today's reading. Why do you think Jesus draws an analogy between God's people and sheep? In what sense does Jesus accuse the Pharisees of illegal breaking and entering, or sheep stealing? To what is he referring? If even Jesus the shepherd has to enter through the gate, what does this tell us about the leaders who need to follow the proper procedures and rules to be good leaders? Well, I hope you enjoyed today's reading and tune in tomorrow for John chapter 10, verses 3 through 6. Have a great day.